cracking YouTube? This Enzo Rise coming at you with another video. I should have recorded it a little bit earlier, but this is what we got. This is what we got, baby. So we have the Surron Ultra Bee right here, 21 kilowatt hour, 2025. It's a little used, has 400 miles on this thing. Just picked this thing up today. So funny thing, I've been looking for one of these for like a month now on Facebook and Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, all that good stuff. I came across an ad that said, you know, $4,900 or trade for mountain bike, electric mountain bike. I had one. I had a Canyon CFR Underdog that I barely rode it a few, but I figure it's easier to get an electric mountain bike than it is to get one of these. So the kid, actually, he's 14 years old. Kid straight up traded with me, dude. So this is what we picked up. Traded my E-mountain bike for this baby, Surron Ultra Bee. Check it out. Got the gut seat cover. Got the gold forks in the front. Got the gold rear shock. Motorcycle chain. Bam, this thing's beefy, bro. Probably just gonna take it home, clean it up, do a little bit, couple mods, take out these take out the axles. Gonna grease them up real nice because I can hear it when it's rolling. So we'll check it out, but we're gonna load this up in the back of the truck and I'll get back to y'all. Check it out.
Okay.
I should have started this video a little earlier, but I didn't because it's kind of raining outside, or at least it was in where I live. So I just threw the stuff in the back and loaded up. So right now we are on our way to Chino Hills to pick up a pair of supermoto wheels for the new 2025 Surron Ultra Bee HP that we picked up. So I'm gonna make a video. The video should be up actually by now if you're seeing this one already. The other day I picked up a 2025 Surron Ultra Bee HP e-motorcycle. Those of you who are familiar with them, they are fully electric, Chinese made motorcycles. They go up to 60 miles an hour. They are typically not street legal, however there are ways that you can make them street legal. So I am on a mission to make mine street legal, so I'll be posting that journey on this stuff. I do have it registered. So what had happened was I've been looking for a Sur-Ron for about the last month and a half. I actually started looking for my first search was for a Toyota 4Runner 3rd gen. So what had happened was that I got this idea like, hey, I should just get rid of the Pilot, get me a used car that's paid off, and just enjoy life. That's how this whole idea started. The thing is you know, 3rd gen 4Runner. So I thought, oh, let me just buy a completely paid off car, something that'll fit the kids, something that could get me to and back, you know, from Mammoth or any other mountains that I want to go. So in my mind, I was completely set on the fact that I wanted to get a 4x4 vehicle. The only thing was I didn't know what I wanted. I knew that I couldn't get a truck. I mean, a full size I could get, right? I could, but that kind of limits you on space and just certain things like that, unless you get like, you know, a top cover or something like that. So anyways, I was like, a bunch of my buddies at work have Tacomas, they have Toyotas. A bunch of buddies that I kick it with have Toyotas, Broncos. So I was looking at the Bronco. The thing with the Bronco is you can get a new one for fairly cheap since they're not selling that great, or you could get a good lease deal on it. So I was looking at that because, to be honest, sometimes that's an easier option than saving up the full amount of money that you need to get the used car, you know, and then just going with like $1,000 down and then just using your credit to get something. I mean, sometimes that's the easier route. So I was looking at Broncos. I wasn't able to find anything that I liked. So then I started thinking about Toyotas. I was looking at Tacomas. Obviously Tacomas are way too small. So then I was like, hey, let me check out the 4Runners. Problem with that is any old 4Runner, you know, 2005 up is going to be a shit ton of money, right? Like I'm talking 30. I mean, I've seen them go up to $30,000-$40,000 still for like 2016s, 2017s, which is wild. That's here in SoCal. The market's crazy for 4Runners, obviously, because they have a good reputation of being bulletproof. They have a good reputation of being reliable, and they can pretty much do everything, right? They're not like the best cars, like as far as like comfortability goes, as far as creature comforts go, but they can off-road the shit out of anything. They're reliable as shit. Not only that, the aftermarket for those things is just amazing. So even if you did get a bone stock, boring 4Runner, you know, what you can do to that car is just kind of limitless, right? But the thing was it was a little out of my price range. So then I started looking at like all the year 4Runners. I kind of learned about the 3rd gen. I seen the 3rd gen. Everyone was talking about how affordable they are. Those ones are really bulletproof. And, you know, there's just the aftermarket's crazy for those. So I got them, you know, I talked to my wife about it. And, you know, I was like, hey, you know, I'm thinking about buying a used 3rd gen 4Runner. And she's like, oh, you know, you don't need another car. But she kind of wasn't opposed to it neither. She even told me, like, you know, I didn't say no to the 4Runner, so it is what it is. So I started the hunt for the 4Runner. Thing about that is, even in SoCal, the prices are ridiculous. I mean, for like a 1999, 1998, and, you know, pretty much this is the market. It's not even for SoCal. You're looking at a upwards, if you want something decent condition, nice interior, semi-decent low miles. I mean, and when I say semi-decent low miles, I'm talking about 200,000, you know, below 200 and like 70,000 is considered like fairly low for these cars. You're looking upwards of anywhere from 7-8 grand to something okay, all the way up to like 12 grand for something in pristine condition, which is crazy, right? But the reliability factor on these things is so, it's so remarkable that these things hold their value. I mean, I saw a couple on Facebook Marketplace with well over 450,000 miles, stock motor, never been opened up, and still chugging along. Obviously, those ones were going for like 4-5 grand, which is a crazy, I still think that's a shit ton for the amount of miles, but that's just where the Toyota market is. So, you know, I started looking at that. I looked from here all the way to Vegas, all the way to Utah, and I just couldn't find anything that I liked or anything that I liked in the range that I was willing to spend. So then I was like, you know, I kind of gave up on that for a few days. Another thing too, these things go quick. If you do find anyone that's a good deal, like, and if you don't get your ass out there quick, they're gone. So anyways, I was like, let me take a break from that. And obviously I'm always, you know, I'm an avid motorcycle rider. I love Harleys. I love street bikes. I would always kind of look for those as well, just like a good deal, you know. But then I seen these e-motorcycles. I've seen them before. All the kids in my neighborhood, they ride them. I mean, they're 12 o'clock boys. They're fucking rolling on these things. They look cool. I ain't even gonna lie. So I wanted to see what all the hype was about. I started doing a little research on them, a couple YouTube videos, just to kind of see what's out there. Obviously, I joined the forums on Facebook just to kind of see what those guys in there are talking about and the type of mods that could be done for these bikes. And it was to my surprise that you can actually do a lot to these bikes. I mean, as far as like bigger batteries, better controllers, and this is all stuff that I just recently learned, right? This isn't like something I've known about. I didn't know anything about these e-motorcycles, so I started looking at them, you know, checking them out, learned about all the mods, and man, these things can go pretty quick. What kind of attracted me to them is that they're streetable, but you can also do you know, dual setup to where you can have a supermoto, or you can have just like, you know, a dual setup where you can hit some dirt, you can hit some street, and still you get the best of both worlds. Another thing that was kind of intriguing about these things is that since they're electric, they're like, I mean, besides the little whine, there's like no noise involved with them, right? Like, you're not going to be getting major traction on these trails. You're not going to be, you know, tearing the streets up at night and just waking up the whole neighborhood. Just the whole incognito factor for these bikes was kind of appealing to me too. So then, you know what, I said, fuck it, let me start looking for you know, one of these Sur-Rons. Let me check them out. Then, you know, they have all kinds of brands: E-Ride, Talaria, Sur-Ron. They have like all these bikes, right? Different brands coming out. I think Throne dropped their own too, Serpent or whatever that one is. And you know, so I was just looking at all the different brands. Pretty much the ones that are the most moddable are going to be the Sur-Ron. They've been in the game the longest. There's an abundance of aftermarket parts out there, and there's so many things you could do to them, right? The other ones, the aftermarket still really hasn't caught on. I think Talaria is like about maybe second best, but everything else is kind of like, if you buy it, it's gonna kind of stay in that stock form, right? Stark Varg and all that stuff, which is that one's actually a pretty dope bike, but that's kind of upwards, you know, price of 9,000. What I was looking at, if you get these Sur-Rons, so then they have different models of Sur-Rons too, right? They got the Surron Ultra Bee, which is something very small but super fast still. I mean, upwards of 40 plus miles an hour. Then you have the Light Bee, which is kind of like a mix between like I would say like a mountain bike and like a little motorcycle, like a moped kind of thing. Then you have the Ultra Bee, right? And there's different variations of the Ultra Bee. You have the regular Ultra Bee, which is just like an 18 kilowatt motor for the 2025. Then you have the Ultra Bee HP, which is a 21 kilowatt motor or battery for, you know, for the 2025 year. Gives a little more power, better suspension and stuff like that. That's the one I kind of had my eye on. And then you have like the previous year's 2024 Ultra Bee, which is I think a 12 kilowatt battery. It's kind of a little less than that, but again, you know, the best bang for your buck right now, right out the box with the modability, is going to be the 21 kilowatt hour Sur-Ron 2025. So I started looking at those. If you get it from a dealer, you're looking anywhere upwards of like $6,000, $5,000. If you go on the used market, anywhere from $4,000. If you get lucky, maybe like high threes. Maybe not. I mean, for the 2025, you're probably not looking at any threes at all. You're looking upwards of like anywhere from $4,500 to $5,200 on the private seller. So you know, I kind of was stacking my bread a little bit. I got it there. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pull the trigger on a Sur-Ron. I came across, and you know, again, I look up these things for a minute. I was looking for like maybe three weeks to a month. The forums kind of got me attracted to them, asking questions. And you know, I work 7 miles from home, so to commute that's going to be easy. It's all electric, you know. I think they get about 40-50 miles range, which is nice. So I was like, yeah, I could have some serious fun with this thing. Anyways, so I was looking at the ads, and I inquired about a few. I was going to meet up with some people. I actually found one for a steal of the deal. It was like $4,800, but the guy was located in Aliso Viejo, I think that's what it's called. But I just never made it out there. I seen one. I got another one for $45. I just never made it out there neither. So then I was kind of looking more close towards home, like Redlands area, stuff like that. But I came across this ad. This guy was in Del Mar area, which is by San Diego. And his ad, and it looked a little used. It had 400 miles on it. He said he wanted $4,900. Oh, you know, kind of firm on the price, had a few mods. But he was also open to trading for an electric mountain bike in a size medium, which just so happens I have, right? I had a Canyon CFR Underdog that I purchased back in August. You know, my buddy Billy and them got me into mountain biking. I was borrowing a bike from my buddy Ben. I ended up pulling the trigger on a stump jumper Specialized, but all my boys were telling me, hey, you know, we're going to upgrade soon to electric mountain bikes. You're in the market for a brand new bike right now. You should just kind of cry once, buy once. Just buy an electric mountain bike, so that way when we get to when we get there, we're all ready and we're on e-bikes, so it'll be hella fun. I ended up finding this loophole from one of my coworkers. We have the HSA FSA account. I'm sure many of you guys do who are my age, with jobs with benefits and stuff like that. FSA HSA account, and I think they limited me up to like $3,500. They take it out of my paycheck to equal that amount on a pre-tax basis. Anyways, it could be used for all kinds of things. Your kid needs braces. If you need lady products. If you need, it'll cover LASIK surgery. I think it'll cover LASIK, but it'll cover contacts, glasses, just shit like that. Anything that's needed health-wise, you can use that to pretty much spend, and they put that on a debit card for you, whatever. As soon as you enroll in, I think like a couple weeks later, you get a card with that pre-amount loaded, and then you have to pay it back over the year. Anyways, my buddy told me, hey, I found the secret sauce, bro. Look, at Canyon has this third-party company that they contract with, and if you buy a bike from them, you can go ahead and send in an application, tell them what's wrong with you, and then they will contact one of their PAs to evaluate your application and approve you on whether or not you're able to use your FSA HSA for the purchase of a bicycle. So I ended up buying. So the thing about that is though you have to buy the bike first, right? That's like the whole dilemma. It's like you buy this bike and then you do your application. We don't let you do the application before. You have to purchase it from us first. So I went ahead and did that. I ended up getting reimbursed. I told them that I had high blood pressure, I was pre-diabetic, I was kind of in bad shape, and I felt that getting this, which is crazy, electric mountain bike would actually help me get into the, get out into nature and kind of work out and exercise more. And they approved it. Obviously, it's one of those things. It's kind of like a marijuana clinic where you go, hey, I can't sleep. Doctor's like, I got you, approves you. That's kind of how I felt the whole experience was. And anyways, they gave me the paperwork that I needed. I submitted it to my work. They ended up reimbursing me $3,500 towards this mountain bike. The mountain bike out the door cost me about $4,500, so I put $1,000 of my own money, even though technically it is all my own money, but $1,000 right there of my hard-earned cash, and then I used the remainder of the $35 to, reimburse myself. So that's nice, right? So technically, I only spent $1,000 on my mountain bike, which is cool. So I started using it. It's a great bike. I loved it. Problem is, none of my boys have got the mountain bikes yet, and a couple dilemmas with that, right? So we ride local, Loma Linda. I know I'm all over the place with this video. Please keep, thanks for dealing with it. But anyways, we ride Loma Linda, Holda Crooks, a bunch of other places. We've been to like Sycamore. We've been to a couple other places. We go up towards like Glendale area and ride. But the thing about that is my boys don't have electric bikes, so the majority of the ride, I'm sitting there, I'm going up to the top of the mountain, then I'm waiting, or I'm going up like halfway, I turn around and wait, and I'm just constantly waiting for these guys, right? Which isn't a big deal, but it just kind of takes the fun out of it. And then not only that, these guys are, huffing and puffing and tired. And it's funny because my buddy Billy's the one that convinced me to get the mountain bike, but he's the one giving me the most shit. Like, hey, bro, you got a mountain bike, you got to chill. I'm like, bro, this was your idea. If it was the only reason I got one. Anyways, season kind of slowing down. It's getting a little cold, so we haven't been riding as much. Bike's just been chilling, just taking up space. I've kind of been on the fence with just, because even before I was thinking about getting the Sur-Ron, I kind of told my buddy, like, hey, I'm thinking about just getting a used analog mountain bike just to kind of ride with you guys till you get your e-bikes. Not only that, it's a whole lot of weight reduction. The bike's like 50 pounds. A regular bike can go up anywhere from 25 to 30 pounds. It's just a whole bunch of weight reduction. And then we were riding Big Bear Resort, their mountain bike park, which is nice because you don't have to ride uphill. They take you uphill on the ski lifts, and then you ride down, right? So it's all downhill. But the thing about that is I got this heavy ass 50-pound bike between my legs while everybody else is flying on these analog bikes. So I kind of just been on the fence of buying like a used one and just keeping that. Anyways, so back for the Sur-Ron. The bike's been sitting there for a couple weeks, so I hit the guy up. Hey man, I got this Canyon CFR Underdog. I'm interested. If you're interested, it's a medium. He's like, hey, yeah, send me pictures. So I sent him a couple pictures of the bike, and he's like, oh yeah, that thing's dope. Like, what year is it? I'm like, well, it's a 2025. I just bought it a couple months ago. He's like, so you haven't used that much? I'm like, no, I mean, it has an odometer on probably about like 40 miles. And he's like, wow, well, can you meet today? And I was like, so you're interested? He's like, oh yeah, I'll trade up straight up. So I was like, all right, cool. So we tried to meet, we couldn't do it. He was like, let's plan for Sunday. I was like, perfect, that's fine. He's like, I'll drive, and he's far. So I'm like, dude, we're gonna have to meet halfway in the middle. It's looking like Temecula. He's like, I'm down, we'll do it. Hits me up a day later, hey man, it's looking like not gonna be Sunday because I'm kind of busy and I got this stuff going on, so maybe let's try again for like Wednesday. I'm like, all right, dude, like, are you sure you want to trade? I've already been waiting a couple days and I could be finding a good deal on something else. And he's like, no, for sure I want to trade, bro. Like, just kind of hang on for me, And then, so I'm like, all right, cool, dude. And then I was like, hey, send me more pics. He sent me pics of the bike, and I just kind of liked it. And it had a little bit of blemishes, nothing crazy. And then I sent him pictures of my bike. He liked it. So I was like, we're just kind of talking. I'm like, yeah, dudes in their toys on. He's like, well, I'm not a dude. I'm a 14-year-old boy. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, what do you mean you're a 14-year-old boy? He's like, yeah, bro, like, I'm 14 years old. This is my Sur-Ron. I'm like, oh, that's wild. Which kind of explains why you can't meet up like when you want to, right? And he's like, yeah, I'm dependent on my parents, this and this. I'm like, holy shit, this kind of feels weird. Like, my raw, and he's like, nah, man, I know what I want. My parents said it's cool, whatever. So we ended up meeting on, he hit me up on Monday and was like, probably won't be Wednesday neither, dude. And I'm like, fuck, man, like, let's just figure something else out, And he's like, well, let me talk to my mom. So he ended up being able to meet me on Tuesday. And it was nice because they actually went to the DMV before we met up. They were there for like 4 or 5 hours while I was working before the meetup. And she registered the bike. She got the green sticker for it, the off-highway vehicle sticker, OHV sticker. It's green, you know, so that's nice. So it's going to come in, the title's going to come in, whatever. I met her at my pop's house in Murrieta. We ended up just trading straight up. And, I mean, it's a good deal. I'll get some video for you and check it out. So now I'm on this mission to go ahead and street legalize it, right? I mean, I'll ride it on the street, but, you know, I don't want no problems. I do have my M1. It is registered. Shouldn't be much of an issue, but these kids gave us a bad rep out here, so I got to kind of protect it a little bit and help out with not getting my shit taken, you know? So, yeah, man. But, yeah, that's the story. So now I'm picking up these sumo wheels, which I'm going to throw on, get rid of the knobbies, and we're going to go from there and see what's up. Oh, fucking Lexus GX. That's sick. I was looking at those, too, and they're just, like, stupid expensive for, you know, the amount of years and miles, but those ones are fucking sick, too. 17594. I'm assuming it's going to be this house with all these trucks, because, you know, dudes in their trucks, right? If he's into the same shit I'm into, he probably drives a truck. So, alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and take this video down. And alright, y'all, we're leaving this guy's house. So yeah, we picked up these sumos. I was looking online and trying to see about some wheels. Someone contacted me and told me, you know, because I'm in the forums again, I was asking about some sumos. Some guy hit me up on the side, said he could get them made. Takes about $700 for the pair. About 2 weeks to get delivered to your crib. That's without tires. So this guy has the stock ones from Alibaba. They're the Sur-Ron brand. Come with CST tires, rotors, sprocket, ready to roll, brand new in the box. I'm like, fuck yeah, it's a steal. I actually hit up Alibaba to get one drop shipped to me. It was gonna be like about $880. This guy, he only charged me $700 for the fucking set. So that's a steal. His name's Casey. He said he has a dealership and they sell these bikes. I mean, the guy opened his garage. I wish I would have recorded it, but, you know, privacy reasons, I don't know how he feels about that. It's his home. So anyways, he opened the garage. He had like 5 Talarias fucking lined up, a Harley Road King. His son was out there with him, you know, and he had his own Ultra Bee all set up, supermoto with the same wheels. Almost killed a rabbit. Oh my God. And yeah, so that thing was sick. And yeah, man, that shit was sick. So he was telling me about it. He said, so if anyone needs an Ultra Bee and you're watching this right now, homeboy said he can get them for, if you buy them from him at his house, pick up in the box, $4,700. So if anyone's interested on my YouTube, trying to get one, hit me up, slide in my, you know, comment and drop your info or whatever. Get a hold of me and I'll shoot you his info and you guys can go from there. Because, you know, hook the homie up with some sales. You guys get some good bikes. Like, it's a win-win, right? So anyways, we got these sumo tires, wheels. I'm gonna hit the fucking gym. When I go home, I'll unbox them. I'll show you guys. They're fucking nice, flat black. It even comes with an extra chain, so I think I got a steal of a deal, because chains alone are like $130, so that's nice. But yeah, thanks for rocking with your boy. I'll show you the ending of the video once I get home, and that's it, bro. Enzo rides out, homie.